everyone, this is Jess from Bare Bones Makeup, and let's get started on a fun look today. I'm going to be priming my face with Laura Mercier's Tone Perfecting Cream as well as her Blemish-less Primer. And then to prime my eyes, I'm going to be using MAC's 24-hour Extended Eye Base Primer and going over top that with a NYX Jumbo Pencil in the color Milk. I'm using the pencil straight onto my eye, blending it out with just a basic cream shadow brush, and then using my finger to press into the skin. I really wanted to use something that was going to be super bright to help pull all of the colors we're using today, since it is a pretty bright neon look that we're using with our NYX palette. So I was hoping that the white would just kind of help really get those colors across. And to set all of that down, I'm going to use a fluffy brush and some loose translucent powder from Laura Mercier. And this video was a special request from one of my new subscribers. I am going to be using the NYX Ultimate Brights palette to give you kind of like a fun, bright pop of blue and green look. The first color we're going to use is this bright green in the top corner here. I am going in with my Morphe E35 brush, and I'm just going to apply this on the inner corner and toward the middle lid. And you'll see this a lot, but I'm going in with the color, blending it out, going in with the color, blending it out. I love this palette, but to be completely honest with you, these shades do tend to blend off, as in they tend to get really light as you work with them, so you do have to layer quite a bit. And now that I have that green at the level of brightness that I want, I'm going to go into my crease with a fluffy brush just to help soften those edges and prep for the next step. Using that same brush, I'm going to pick up a bright blue, and I'm going to add this on the outer corner of my eye and bring it towards the middle to kind of meet where I had laid down the green before. Again, similar motions, adding color blending until I feel like I get that exact amount of depth that I need. And by now you may have seen my background. I was going to take that light box down, but I honestly thought it was really funny. This is the title of one of my most ridiculous Instagram followers that I've ever received. They did only follow me for one day, so they held true to their promise. But honestly, I thought it was really funny, and I just would leave it up because it's there usually, and why take it down? And once I have that blue to the level of depth that I want, I'm just going to go back in with that fluffy brush over my crease and make sure everything's softened and the green and blue are meeting together nicely. Using my finger, I'm going into this kind of sparkly blue, and I am just going to take it and dab it right in the center of my lid, right where the green and blue meet together. I just wanted to add a little bit of something there to kind of help the colors meet each other a little bit better. And then using a kind of smoky liner brush, I'm going into a rich purple and lining my eyes. And then I will be doing this on the lower lash line as well, but we are going to continue with the face first. So I'm using a Bobbi Brown under eye corrector. I'm applying this with my fingers and blending it out. This is just going to help get rid of any blues or purples or darkness under the eye. And using a Morphe foundation brush, I am going to apply my foundation. This is Estee Lauder's Double Wear in the shade 1 and 2 Ecru. And then a quick hello from my dog. This is Mooney. Anyways. I will also be using Bobbi Brown's Under Eye Creamy Concealer, and I typically apply this with a sponge. I honestly don't know why I'm using this brush. I think sometimes when you're filming a video, you just grab things and go for it, and this is one of those times. And then of course I have to go back in with that brush again to blend things out because I don't usually use a concealer brush for my concealer. And then I just did my brows off camera. I mean, brows tutorials are, oh my god, words. Google it. And then I'm going to use a Laura Mercier translucent powder and a fluffy brush. This is my MAC 224 brush, and just going to go over everything, set everything down to prep for my next step, which is blush and bronzer. I'm going to use Bobbi Brown's Angled Cheek Brush and Bobbi Brown's bronzer in Golden Light. I'm not really doing a contouring thing. I'm just kind of warming up the skin, giving myself a little bit of warmth back. You know how it goes. And then using my current favorite brush for blush, I am using Bobbi Brown's Sheer Powder Brush to apply Bobbi Brown's blush. I am using two different tones. There is Sand Pink and Pale Pink. I'm going in with Sand Pink first. It's kind of that more depth rosy color. And then just putting Pale Pink on the apples of my cheeks. This is my favorite blush technique. I feel like it really adds a lot of warmth to the skin, and having that pop of pink just on the apples really brightens you up. For the lower lash line, I'm going back in with that bright green color, and I'm using a smudge brush. This is the Laura Mercier Clay Smudge Brush, and I'm just going to match the top lid. So I'm using the green on the inner corner, and then I'll go back in with that bright blue and do the outer corner of the lower lash line. Then I will also go in with that same kind of smoky liner brush and just apply that really rich purple as close to the lash line as I possibly can, just to kind of tie everything together. And to fill in the lash line a little bit more, I'm going in with my Bobbi Brown Perfectly Defined Gel Pencil. It's in pitch black. I'm just going to go right in my waterline of the top lid to fill things in and give myself a fuller lash. And for mascara, I am using a small sample of a Clarins mascara. I love travel size stuff. I just think it's super easy, especially for someone who's constantly doing makeup in the car. And getting these small sample size mascaras are perfect for me. And who would I be without a little mascara dot right on the cheekbone when you're all finished with your makeup? Moving on to the lips, after cleaning that up a little bit, I'm using MAC's lip liner in Oh Honey and Bobbi Brown's lipstick in the color Bobbi. And then, of course, can't forget the highlight. I am using a Bobbi Brown limited edition highlight in a palette. This does not have a name. It probably does, but it's rubbed off. So just pick one up, girl, and go for it. That is that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am filming another suggested eye look here in a little bit. If you guys have recommendations or ideas, please leave me a comment below. I will do it, I promise. And if it sucks, I will still do it. I will try my hardest. Dear God, my dog won't stop squeaking his toy, but at least he waited until the end of the video. Don't quit your daydream, and I'll see you next time, kids.